Hello everyone, welcome to new video. Today we are going to discuss about new chapter, that is animal classification, 6th chapter of your syllabus, science 2nd part 1st, animal classification. You have studied the classification of living organism earlier in the classes. The living organism present around us are mainly plant and animals. We have studied the certain criteria regarding to animal classification. With the help of that, we can complete this following chart as it given on screen. Students, as you can see students on the screen, the 5 kingdoms are classified those organisms according to their habits, squids, all the things. Living organisms are classified into two main groups, that is main phylum, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic, that is also known as super kingdom. Why so super kingdom? Because on the basis of these two things, we have classified those animal into a various stream. Prokaryotic. What is meant by prokaryotic? What is meant by eukaryotic? In earlier classes you have studied well. Prokaryotic, those organisms that we have seen. See students, prokaryotic and eukaryotic, the basic differences that we have studied earlier. As we clearly mentioned, prokaryotic are organisms that consist of a single prokaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells are formed in a plant, animal, fungi and protista. They range from 10 to 100 micrometer in a diameter and their DNA is contained with a membrane bounded by nucleus are eukaryotic organisms. Organism containing eukaryotic cells. Okay, so these are the nothing but the differences that we can say up in between prokaryotic and eukaryotic. In prokaryotic, nucleus is absent and in eukaryotic, nucleus is present. You know student, on the basis of presence of nucleus, prokaryotic has considered to be as examples bacteria, next autotrophic or heterotrophic, motile or non-motile. But in eukaryotic, again 4 subphylums are created. Including this thing, assumption is viruses. Viruses is again kept into a different phylum or different subgroup, that is non-cellular. But before that we'll come on a eukaryotic. Protista, organism resembling the absence of a plant, animals and fungi, including algae, protozoa, slime, molds, are the examples of protista. As we move further, we have that next we are having fungi. What is meant by fungi, students? See, fungi is nothing but the heterotrophic non-motile food digested outside the body and product of digestion is absorption. Means here the product of digestion is absorption. Plantae, autotrophic, non-motile. Non-motile means what? They cannot perform motion. Next is animalia, heterotrophic, non-motile, food ingested, taken into a body before digestion. You have studied that classification of living organism in earlier classes. The living organism present around us are mainly plant and animals. We have studied the criteria of their classification with the help of following chart, which you are able to see on the screen. In your notebook, another further more chart is given that you are able to see on a screen right now. As you can see, living organisms are classified into two groups, that is prokaryotic, eukaryotic. You have to fill this chart, students, and send it to me or drop into a comment section which is given below. You must be look various varieties which are present around us. You know students, some animals are too small even though we are unable to see them. Some are so big that we are clearly able to see this. Whereas some are too terrestrial animals and some are aquatic. Some animals crawl on a land, example snakes, like that. Some swim in a water, whereas some fly in the air, like that. You know, they were flying. You're thinking, sir, how could you memorize the sound of that flying animals? So it is assumption. Okay, student. Next, whereas huge diversity among those animals are present on the earth's surface. According to the recent study, it is estimated that the number of animal species present on the earth's surface is approximately equals to 7 million. Have you ever, that is 7 million new species were present on the Earth's surface. It is impossible to study each and every species together. However, if the groups and the subgroups of animals are found depending on the similarities and differences, it will make it very easier to study such a vast varieties of animals which are present on the earth surface, because to study those animal in combined is not possible. As we can see, student, history of animal classification is also important. Your mobile, after every particular 15 days, 17 days, 20 days, 30 days, whatever it is duration, I don't know, as per different handset you have a different durations. After any duration, after any particular interval of time, you get a message that your devices need to be updated. What is meant by updated? Updated means what? New feature to be added in the previous one. आपके मोबाइल को अपडेट करना इसका मतलब ये मोबाइल फेंक देना है और दूसरा मोबाइल लेके आना है, ऐसा होता है क्या? बिल्कुल नहीं. अपडेट करना मतलब क्या? उसके अंदर न्यू वेराइटीज़ को इंक्लूड करना. Time to time, different scientists have tried to classify the animals. Greek philosopher Aristotle was the first to perform the animal classification. Aristotle classified the animals as according to the criteria like body size, habit, and habitats. Further, as per the new development in the science, reference were changed and thereby the criteria of animal classification too. Classification proposed by Aristotle is known as artificial method. Student, underline this point or write down this point, that is classification proposed by Aristotle is known as artificial method. Beside Aristotle, artificial method of classification was followed by Theophrastus, Panley, John Ray, etc. Later on, natural system of classification was put forth, and this natural system of classification was based on various criteria like body organization, organization, type of cells, chromosomes, biochemical properties, etc. By the time system of classification based on evolution was also brought into a practice, it was used by Dobzhansky and Mayer. Recently, Carl was who has also proposed the animal classification. Some of benefits are also there. Benefit of animal classification: the study of animal classification been convenient. Because of classification we can classify the animals, and according to that only, if we needed to classify only snake, if we wanted to study only on a snake, so it is much easier to study only snake on it. That's the reason we have to classify it into a groups. Study of few animals from a groups helps to understand about the entire animals group. It is give idea about animal and its evolution. Animal can easily identify with a great accuracy. Student, to study in a mob is more difficult than that of study of individual. That only the reason animal can easily identify with a great accuracy. There is no error while we are doing this. It helps to understand the relationship of animals with other living organism. It helps to understand the habit of each animal and its exact role in the nature. And it helps to understand various adaptation shown by the animals. So that's the reason we need two animal which are classified into a group. Students, I hope you understand this phenomenon. If you understood this phenomenon, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Why so? Because of that only you get notification whenever I'll upload the video. If you have any doubt regarding to this point, so you can ask in the comment box which is given below. Thanks for the watching. Thank you.